Hello my fellow gamers, and this is Shadow from Shadow Online Gaming, bringing you actually my first proper Total War 2 battle replay. And it's not a normal replay, typical me. I am playing the forces of Chaos in Total War 2, I know. So this is the Radious mod, where it lets you play as some of the old world factions, including Chaos, Empire, Dwarfs and Vampire Counts, and a few others alongside. What we're doing is me and Pshyc from Pshyc Online Gaming are doing a quick 4-episode series where we're going to do one of the new races against one of the old. So in this first round I will be playing the old race of Chaos and he will be playing the new race of the Lizardmen, and we're going to see how this goes. We need to point out that this isn't a balanced game, I don't think anyway. It's not too well balanced. It was purely for fun. We're not playing for, you know, it's not best out of 3. We're actually doing 4 battles. We just want to see some good themed battles, and Chaos and Lizardmen being the oldest conflict in the old world, as in Chaos and the Lizardmen were fighting when the old ones were around, and then the Elves joined in. So yes, we wanted to continue that fight on. So I'll be playing as Chaos. We have, and I'll get the information up so you can see, 4 squads of Chaos Morders with dual weapons. You have 1 squad of Crimson Skull Cultists, who, yep, so these guys are anti-infantry, so I wanted them to be my mind line to hack through the enemy. These guys have Fear, Terror, and Unbreakable, so I wanted that as a nice solid front line. Behind them you got my Chaos Lord and Chosenness to the Nest. Yes, you can now have God-specific infantry thanks to this mod. As you can see here, they've got Encourage, Immune Psychology, so these guys are to encourage the front line while they get eaten by giant dinosaurs. Behind them is one of my favourite units from this mod. It's the Chaos Dwarfs. Yep, with their hats, their helmets, their beards, it's all there, and you've got multiple units of Chaos Dwarfs you can use. These are the Riflemen. I've got 2 squads of them as fire and support. You then have 2 units of Ravens of Zinch. These are my anti-large. I've got 1 on each flank, and these guys are just take out the big guys that the Lizardmen are probably going to bring. As you can see, they cause fear, immune psychology. Perfect for taking on the big stuff. We also have over here my Cavalry Force, which are the Blood God Cavalry. These guys have armor rending of -30. They have fear, they have encourage, they have stride. These are just brilliant cavalry units, and I just had to get a unit into the game. They're quite costly though. I also, as I spin the camera over the place, have 2 units hidden in the woods. The Fleshhorn Hounds of Khorne. As you can see, these guys, they've got flaming attacks, they've got Vanguard, missile resistance 20, Flipneck and Strider, so running through these woods and water and that doesn't bother them in the slightest. Got 2 units of them, and then all the way on the other side, because I wasn't sure exactly where he was going to deploy, I've got 2 units of Chaos Mounted Warriors of Javelins. These guys are brilliant. Vanguard, can fire while they move, and their Javelins are armor piercing, so they can cause a lot of damage. For a skirmish unit, they're pretty damn good. So, what has Pshyc brought? Well, as you can imagine, he's got 2 skink skirmish groups there, obviously. He's got a mix of Saurus Warriors of Shields and Temple Guard, as you can see. Couple Saurus Warriors, Temple Guard. He's got 2 units of Coxagars, 1 on each flank. He's got 2 units of Pharaoh Old Code Worms, which are running across the main line. He's also got the Skink Chief on a Macedonian. Is that what they're called? I can't remember now. Yeah, Stegadon. Macedonian, where did I get that from? I don't know. So you got Ancient Stegadon there, Skink Chief and one, and Lord Manchamundi himself. And this guy is a beast when it comes to magic, and this Lightning Storm seems really fit. You got the temples, you got the disturbance that Chaos is bringing to these lands, and the Lizardmen are here to bring balance back to the temples. So we get started. And the music is kicking straight. I love the new music for this game. It is absolutely amazing. So I've got my heavy cavalry coming in here to try and just cause some problems, see if I can get some early kills in, and try and just keep them busy while my forces from behind try and get into themselves into a good position, as you can see here and here. As you can see, he's now moving his feral cold ones in to counter-attack, at which point my cavalry pulls straight out. The handgunners are now trying to take out the Stegadons. That was their main job. I thought they were the biggest threat. There's the blowpipes coming in. You see some of them are getting caught up, and these guys, I love the animation on these guys. I mean, look at them. They're just, you can just tell these guys are dangerous, just for the way they move, which is perfect. More blowpipes going over there, not good. And this guy is Sykes trying to get him to flank around, but he's not quite taught these guys how to flank, which is you don't go through the enemy you're trying to get around, because they will charge you. And that is exactly what happened here. And of course these guys are now charging as well. So they are trying to deal with that group. The hounds are coming in, the main line's coming in, but we have a beautiful banishment coming down. Straight on the centre here, you've got, there they are charging in, and then we've got obviously ruination of cities. Now you've got to see this to believe it. 1, 2, 3, straight down the main line of my handgunners. That couldn't have been more perfect if he tried. As you can see, I've got the cavalry are causing problems, getting his guys to move around. My hounds, sorry, are trying to cut up at the back, but you see they are quickly breaking. It don't help that he has got, what's that on them? Cold-blooded. Pick cold-blooded on them. He regens so much in this game, it was ridiculous. The Chosen of Celeste are trying to deal with the Skink Chief, but I just don't think it's going to work out. He's bigger than them. Where's the Chaos Lord? Where is my Lord? He should be in there somewhere. There he is, over there. But as you can see, the handgunners, these guys are getting swamped by the Code Bombs. Look at the size difference. There you go, dwarfs against them. Fantastic. You got the wolves are now chasing down the skinks. Maybe I should have this as my thumbnail because they'll confuse people. Is that Chaos Hounds against skinks? Yes, it is. We've got a shield dropping down now, and this does remind me of Star Wars Episode 1. Anyone else know in the jungle of the droids? No, just me? Okay, so we've got this flank actually doing alright. They're holding their own here. They were holding their own here. They've rallied, come back and trying to give the handgunners a chance. As you can see, this flank is pretty much gone at this point. They're trying to get back in. I've got my knights ready to get into a position to charge. But there is no defense lines now. And I think for the Lizardmen, this is what they wanted. That these guys are coming in, so he tries to turn around to sort them out. These guys are chasing the skinks off there. They're chasing the skinks off there. Love it. They're going to rip them up nicely. Even when they're rampaging, they're causing all sorts of problems. Take one of the knights down quite nicely, and I'm sure they're going to take many more down. These guys, I'm not quite sure how they got behind the men army, but I'm sure it happened somehow. But as you can see, it is turning into a complete mess. In fact, there might even be a bit of lag, purely because of the amount of units that are fighting it. I've noticed they've got Slanese's badges on their clothes there. Very nice. It is turning into a bit of a complete mess, though. Which is what the Lizardmen want. They want to break up our lines. As you can see, our leadership is plummeting. The guys are starting to break. As you can see, though, we're doing quite a bit of damage on these Stegodons, but he healed them about 12 times throughout the battle, which was a bit insane. As you can see, though, it's all just turned into this massive moss pit. We've got a few groups here, and they're trying to take this Stegodon out, this Skink Chief. See, their hangers are going to fire, they're firing in, and these guys are just trying to get in. We've got another ruination of cities here. Look at that, twice, pretty much in the same plot. And I believe that's another banishment coming in. He's now going for the handgunners and taking them out. Yep, and which way is it going? Exactly where he wanted it to go. Straight over my handgunners and destroying them. As you can see, the knights are finally being beaten up by the Croxagars. I couldn't see much use for them, so I thought they're distracting them, that'd be fine. While these guys try to take them out. The wolves try and do the best they can. As you can see, it is quickly going in his favour now. It is not good whatsoever. These guys, they will not break, they will not forfeit, they will. It's just, well, they know against chaos there's no other choice but to fight them, so they're just going to keep going. But I mean, we've taken a lot of them out with us, a lot of them out. But they are incredibly tough creatures, these guys. But you can see the Lord is now actually caught in a really horrible place, pretty much. He's between a rock and a hard place. It is not good, and they are just crushing him to death, pretty much. There's nothing he can do. He cannot get out of there. And the third one's coming in just for good measure. As you can see, I've got guys trying to rally, but I think it's quite safe to say it is now. There we go, the Lord has now fallen, and as you can see, these guys are trying to pick him off from the hill, but I mean, the darts, that's... Yeah, mate, you might want to run. You really might want to run. You were warned. As you can see, these guys are just doing a harassment now, a bit of guerrilla warfare. These Ravens of Chains, though, I believe they've just broken, haven't they? I believe so. They're wavering. So he just sends in everything. He's got all this temple. Look at them. But they give a good account for themselves, these guys. They're really cutting them down before they get picked off. As you can see, these guys are trying to do as much damage as they can, but it's just not happening. They've pretty much gone, and the main line has now gone, and it's all down to this group here. And we all know, I think it's safe to say, Pshyc has won this battle, but it's how many kills can I get before I go down, pretty much, because they're going to run out of ammo eventually, and that's going to be a problem. So we will put it into fast forward mode. As you can see, groups are rallying. You'll see rallying, but you're only talking little groups here and there. And he's got the Stegodons chasing them down and just finishing them off. So, don't really mean much, does it, anymore? Which is it's just unfortunate. But it was a great first battle. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button. This is going to be a running series where me and Pshyc are going to try and play 4 great battles. The next one is the High Elves against the Undead, which is going to be interesting to see how they do. As you can see, this group actually finished that whole squad off. That unit off. Very nice. And they're getting chased by Mazamundi. And will be chased off completely when these guys harass the infantry. But yes, the next battle will be on tomorrow, which is the High Elves and the Vampires. And then the following day will be Dark Elves and Empire doing a pirate raid. And then you're going to have the class, the one I can't wait for, is the Skaven and the Dwarves. And it's going to be a subterranean battle. That's going to be amazing. I also have other YouTubers in the pipework where we're going to do other famous battles. We might even do 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, and of course classic free-for-all, where I'd love to do Goblins, Dwarfs, and Skaven as free-for-all. I don't know how we're going to do the 4th player. Maybe we'll just have someone with a single unit or something like that, and just have the good old classic freeway lineup. I think would be absolutely great fun to watch. As you can see, they're running out of ammunition now. They're getting charged. They're starting to now waver. They've got a whole conga line of Lizardmen after them, including Mazamundi. And there you go. Ran out of ammunition and fled the field. And no one can blame them. So, how did the units do? Well, only 5 kills for the Lord. And these guys did not do good. I thought that anti-infantry would cut through this. No, it did not, unfortunately. And even the Crimson Skull Coats, yeah, they didn't break, but they didn't really kill anything either. The Ravens of Zint were amazing, 40 odd kills each. The Chosen of Slanesh, because my guys, I noticed my guys pretty much broke within the first charge. Their encourage didn't really help. The Chaos Dwarf Riflemen, now they got 0 kills because I was focusing them on the biggest stuff to try and kill them. And apparently I did a lot of damage to those big guys because he had to keep healing them. So, yeah. But I wouldn't judge their skill and use for this because of the 0 kills, because I focused them just on the big guys. You then had the God Cavalry. Now, I thought they would have done a lot more than that. 19 kills is not many. Quite disappointed by that. But they did do a lot of rear charges and cause problems, so I guess that's something. These guys are mixed bag. One only got 3 kills, but the other got 30. Quite respectable. And then these guys were amazing, of 96 and 89 kills, though I suspect most of those were skinks. But still, they did a good job of harassment and breaking up the line. We look at Pshyc's. You can see everything he wanted to do done its job, as the Lizardmen army should. So you've got Mazamundi got 78, the Skink Chief got 114, the Source Warriors 46, 47, oh, and 81. The Temple Guards 85 and 65. Now the Skinks only got 10 kills between them, but they were a good harassment unit, and they took up the Wolf Flesh Hounds as well and kept them busy for a while. So since they were only cheap units, that was probably fine for them to do. You've also got the Fail Code ones of 23 and 41, really good. The Croxigars, as you can imagine, 40 and 44, and the Ancient Stegodon at 77, which is insane. This is just, yeah, everything did well for him, and everything mine did not, which was a shame. His magic was absolutely brilliant, so never mind. I'd like to thank you all for joining me on viewing this video, and thank Pshyc for joining in this series, especially at such short notice, but I think it's definitely been worth it. So go check out his side. He's already got the video up for his side of the battle and how he thinks things went. And obviously like and subscribe to his channel as well if you so choose to. I think we'll wrap it up there. So I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow for round 2, where it's going to be, as I said, the evil vampire count against the noble high elves. See how that goes. I'm not feeling confident. I'm not going to lie. Pshyc is playing the vampire counts, and that's his army of choice, as in that's what he's best at. So I can see that being devastating, but good fun. We're going to see. So tune in tomorrow to see that, and obviously the next day for the Dark Elf and Empire, well, I'll be the Empire, and the following one for the best one, I feel, which is going to be the Skaven and Dwarfs, where it's going to be underground. And of course, as I said, we will be having other things happen. So if you want to not miss any of that, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell notification, and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. And the next, say, week or so, it's just going to be crazy battles and thematic battles and things like that. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Till then, take care.